Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon. My name is Muhammad Shahmi bin Muhammad Murad. My student ID is 2025434426. Today I would like to talk about player RPG system Firestorm RPG. Our group's members include Nazim Himan bin Hashim, Iskandar Zulkarnain, Muhammad Al-Hafiz, and Muhammad Shahmi. Our problem statement: typically, players navigate through multiple separate screens to manage their inventory, equip clothing, and review their character's core state. System is needlessly complicated, does not show important information when needed, bloated with unimportant information. So the explanation here is the first: inefficient and immersion loss. Lack of efficiency in the customization process. Players do not get the option to customize their characters freely and check what items are available. Second, system fragmentation. Extended time spent in minutes going back and forth to check the change, overcomplicating the changing of the clothes and states, and does not show the calculation when player is done choosing their clothes in a quick showcase. Third, development hurdles. Developers grapple with managing vast array of clothing items. So from the analysis of the problem, our problem goals is to develop a player RPG login system that allow to check characters, item, and state with ease. Second, inputs that contain player username, player password, player character's name, and player class. The process is to showcase the info of players after login, such as their characters, state, and clothes they are wearing. If have no account, can register a new account which person can choose new username, password, new character, and the info. Output including player characters, player character state, player character cloth, and clothing character category.
Firestorm RPG is a system that counts every player from all of the countries in the game. It has an ability to let users log in into their account and also register an account for those who haven't used the system yet. Inside the RPG, it includes players' character, stats, and inventory, an inventory catalog that shows stats, name, and rarity, and also have an ability to change stats of characters and the inventory based on users' desire. So, these are the variables from our code. First of all is input. Inside, we inserted choice, username, password, PC info with an array of success register name, character pick, clause pick, PC clause info, category picker, start pick, and PC stats info. Next, inside of process, we inserted player, bool taken for slot, use if true. We inserted both string username and password. Then, we inserted string name into label, string player class, inside of struct name player character, in strength, agility, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma inside of struct name play stats. Then, we inserted into helmet ID, shirt ID, pants ID, gloves ID, and shoes ID with all of them have an array of three inside of struct named player clothes, which have first for rarity, second for type, and third for number. And lastly, we inserted into clause number in clause type with first helmet, second shirt, third pants, fourth gloves, and fifth shoes. Then we inserted string item name, and lastly int starts with an array of seeds inside of struct named clothes. And last of all, inside of input, we inserted player info, PC info, PC close info, and PC starts info. Next, these are the requirements to make sure the system runs smoothly. First, for selection, we insert the if else used for 20 times in example of line 920. Then we insert the switch used for 8 times in example of line 992. Then for repetition, we inserted while used for 10 times in example of line 474. Then for use it for 20 times in example of line 387. Then do while use it for 10 times in example of line 477. For functions, we inserted only functions used for 30 times in the example of line 117. And lastly, we insert the array for 1D, use it for 6 times in example of line 69, and 2D, use it only first time in the example of line 68. For target user and limitation of program, our target audience is casual gamers that play our RPG who either has an account in the system or can register in the system. We have created the system for the user to use for the express purpose of user to check the information, update and delete. The limitation of the program is that it is a bit clunky to update the information of the player, especially when changing the player's clothes. Also, the second limitation is the amount of players can fit in the server. So, we intend on limiting it only 100 players safe to our game. Any more would reject someone registering an account. Meaning, if the if the player reach more than 100, it would no longer let any users to register their account.
This is our main menu for our Firestorm RPG or our player RPG. And this is the text input and output file stream that we have, which is player, player character, player stats, player clothes, clothes category, clothing category, and player information. We'll explain that later. But for now, how about we make an account? Or, for example, we try login first. For example, login a username. For example, I want to log in a username that I do not have right now. All right now, grenade 123. This will not happen because it does not exist inside the player text file, which means it does not save the database. So we need to make an account first before we can try and make a ready we can like log in. So for example, we register ID, type exit exit. Example, if I want to make an account that has the name two time, and my password is 123, the username is already in use because it does exist inside the player text file. So I need to make a unique username. For example, I call myself Grenade and the password is 123. And it successfully does it. So I want to make a character after I make an account. My name is Jiri. My character class is a warrior because I'm strong, and then I press stats. First, after we make an account and a character name, there's an option to choose our stats, play coding, code the catalog, logout, and delete username. First, we need to check the text file first. As seen here, it has uploaded to the text file that it says here of our character, which is our stats, I play close. So right now, let's go check our stats first. Right now, stats right now is a combination of our own character stats and the clothing that we have picked. So right now, I want to change my stats. So I have an option from 1 to 6 with strength, agility, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. So now I want to change my strength first. So right now my original strength is 5, but I want to be a strong person, so I'll just change it to 16. So I'll change my agility. My agility is 5, but I'm not that fast of a person, so I'll use, for my character, I'll just pick 8. So my constitution, which is my endurance, I need to be really big and strong and able to take damage. So I'll use 15. My intelligence, since I'm a very strong person, I don't need my intelligence that much. So I'll just make it an 8. So my wisdom, I'm not that wise of a person, so I'll just make 7. And my charisma, like how good I am at talking, but I'm not that good at talking, so I'll just pick 7. So after that, I'm done with that. I'll finish it up by pressing 7. It's finished, and we'll upload the stats to our player stats here, as seen here, from strength to charisma, and it will update it to the strength player character. So now that we have done that, let's go to our player clothing, as seen here. Right now, I have an iron helmet, a cloth bandana, studded leather chaps, leather braces, and cobbled boots. For the clothing type for hat, shirt, pants, gloves, and shoes, and the rarity, which is all common, and the number item for the item is 0258, and the stats from strength to charisma as shown here. Now I want to change my clothes to something that is better for me. So I have an option to change my clothes from helmet to shoes. So of course we start with helmet first. I want an epic helmet. So I'll pick 3 and then a helmet code here. For example, if I pick 3 helmet code for 3, it will be invalid because it does not exist for the helmet code. So I have to choose between 0, 1, and 2. So I'll just pick 1 for a Dreadnought Visor. For my shirt, I also want an epic shirt. So I'll just pick 3 with a Gladiator plate. And then my pants, which I want a legendary pants, is 5. There's the War God. And then gloves, this time I want an uncommon gloves. So I'll just pick uncommon and then a gloves coat. It's still gauntlets. And then for shoes, this time I'll think about a rare shoe. So I'll just pick 10 Shredmaster boots. After that, I'm changing my clothes. We can finish it up. And our clothes has been updated for our player character as seen here. It has adapted to the item code, which is the rarity, and the item code, and the item type as well. As in here, we have the head, shirt, pants, gloves, and the stats it does. It also has changed after we exit here. It has also has changed to a stats before. Before it's a strength ability. As seen here, it's also changed it a lot. So now that we have done that, we can exit to go back to our clothing catalog, which is basically we can check all the items inside the game from common to legendary. So I want to check for common items. We'll show off the common items from 10 to 1, 40 to 10. Then for uncommon, you show off the uncommon items. For rare, we show off the rare items. For epic, it will show off the epic items. And legendary, we show off the legendary items. So after that, I've done checking on all the items, I can exit. I used to have an account that I don't use that much. So how about we try login that one? Because since I don't not want to use it anymore, I'm thinking about deleting the account. For example, our account two time, and the password is 103. So now we have the option to delete our account with the username. So when we press 5, it will also delete it from the text file. So after we're done here, account successfully deleted, returning to main menu. And as we go back here, two time does not exist anymore over here. The section for two time is gone from the section. So after that done, we can just exit the program by closing it. After we exit the program, it will actually do a code where it uploads all the player information and close into a formidable format. A clean and formidable format shows the item name and the rarity, the stats it gives. So it's in a much more readable format compared to here, for example. And for the player information, it also shows off the player name, the name of the character, the level of the character, the class of the character, and the stats that they have right now for their own character. So for that is our code.
This is our flowchart for Firestorm RPG. First, start. After start, the system will check is player.txt, player stat.txt, player close.txt, and closing cat.txt found or not. If not found, the output error message will appear and system will end. If system found the txt file, the welcoming page will appear and there is have main menu option. We have three choice, which is login, register, and exit the program. If exit the program, so the system will end. If register, user need to register account, just enter username and password, and the system will check username exists or not. If yes, the system will display username already exists and need to use another username. So if username exists is no, your user can enter character detail, enter name and class, and the username data will save into the file. For login section, if user click the login icon, user need to enter username and password, and the system will check username and password correct or not. If not correct, the system will display incorrect username or password. So user need to enter username and password again. For username and password correct is yes, the system will display welcome and the username will retrieve to Firestorm RPG. And the output is the display main menu option, which is have three options. First, change information. Two, delete username. And three, logout. If username log, if user log out the system, so the system will end. If change information, there is three options user can choose, which is change state, change close, and loop closing. We go to change state first. If user click the change state, the output will display update data to state. And if user finish changing, if yes, so they will retrieve to main page again. If finish changing is no, user can change state again. For the chain close, user click the chain close and output show closing, and user need to enter the number of close. If the number of close is correct, it will finish changing. If finish changing is yes, the system will go to main page again. If chain close number is invalid, the output will display invalid closing. So user need to go to chain close again. And the last option is loop closing. User click the loop closing and the output will display all close, which is have a state, rarity, and name. After user finish reading, so it will retrieve to main page again. If no, user can loop closing again. For the delete username, if user click the delete username, if the user want to delete the username, the output username delete will appear. If delete username, user change mind for delete username is no. So it will go to main page and user can choose another option. Okay, that's all from me about flowchart. So we go to the sample output. This one for sample output for the login section, register and exit program. User need to enter 1, 2, or 3. This one in sample output for login. After user enter the username and password, it will appear to welcome welcome Grave of Sin, which is the username to Firestorm RPG. Name Jimmy, level 1, and class Alchemist. This one, sample output for closing catalog. So user can choose. User want to exit or change clothes. This one the closing catalog by have a uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. Okay. That's all from us. Thank you.